Listen to the suggestions for studies you might want to choose to prepare yourself for biomedical engineering in college.
So my favorite class in school, I had two actually. One was AP Biology and the other was AP Calculus. I also liked physics a lot too. And so biomedical engineering was a field that really brought all of these disciplines together and enabled me to use my skills in math, but also cobble that with my passion for biology and understanding how the human body works.
And then in high school, I loved calculus and math classes, and I loved my AP Biology class and my anatomy class. I had a good teacher in anatomy. So I loved that bio aspect as well as the math. And it just became a really natural fit. Then at the time when I went to college, University of California in San Diego is where I went. And they were one of the few places that actually had undergrad programs in bioengineering. So that really kind of helped. Plus it's in San Diego, and that was cool. And so that really kind of helped shape the direction there.
So when I was growing up, I remember very clearly I was most interested in science and math. And in science, actually a lot was in chemistry more than biology. But maybe the students haven't heard this, but biology is chemistry, and chemistry is physics, and physics is math. And so when I was growing up, probably in elementary school, I would just say that what did you want to be was an engineer. My grandfather was an engineer, and so that sounded something like that was worth doing. But then as I got a little bit older, maybe middle school or the beginning part of high school, I was split between medicine and engineering. And I actually didn't know that this field called biomedical engineering existed until I remember I went to my first college fair, and there was a display from Johns Hopkins on what is biomedical engineering, and that was the first place that I heard the field, and I've never looked back since I was 15.
So here's some advice for anyone who's, really anyone trying to figure out what they want to do in their career, but in particular if you think biomedical engineering is something you might be interested in, is first of all, keep up with your math, keep with it, try to get as much work on it. If it doesn't come all that easily to you, it doesn't come that easily to many people, nor did it to me. I had to work really hard at it, and it takes time, but it's worth it. And you'll find that as you work more and more on it, it will get easier. And there'll be times where it gets harder. For example, if you see calculus the first time, it might blow your mind, but that means that you're actually trying to really understand it. It means you're not just memorizing it, you're actually trying to figure it out, and it's very new concepts, and it just takes some time to learn them. I think that's, just give yourself that time and give yourself a chance. I think that's one way to put it. The other things is just keep exploring. If you're interested in something, explore it. If you're interested in biology, take more biology or read about biology. Do things independently too. I think it's good to take classes and keep up with it in school, but you can be your own separately. You can learn many things on your own, especially now with the web. There's so much that you can at your fingertips that you can just learn on your own and do on your own. Because it's really it's even just good to become good at learning things on your own, because now in my job there's often things that that we need to do and things that we need to learn to do that. And so we often faced with, okay, we want to solve this problem, but really in order to solve that problem we need to know there's things that we don't understand now, things about how, for example, muscle works that we don't understand. And we need to know that in order to solve our problems. So we'll go and figure that out. Some of it might actually be learning some new field that we don't know about. So it'd be more reading and actually reading the web and that sort of thing. Reading research papers, and other times it might be, okay, we have to do some experiments to figure this out in our lab, so we'll do that. But we're also often faced with this idea that we need to learn something on our own to solve a particular problem. So, and you can do that now. You're empowered with with many resources, and you're smart. You can figure it out. You just have to give yourself a chance.
I was actually interested in everything in high school. People always say that you should go into engineering if you're interested in math and science, and that's not a bad guideline. But I loved American history, drama. I almost majored in drama in college. I seriously considered it. So I liked lots of things. And so that's one of the things that I like about BME is I think you get to use a lot of things. It's not just math and science, but lots of other things. So I think that's one of the reasons that I ended up in BME.
Well, I received my high school education in China, so which I think is very different from here in the States. So in China, we put a lot of effort on these fundamental science, including mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology. I think these are the major courses or major disciplines I had when I was in high school. So I really enjoyed those fundamental science courses because those courses actually reinforced my scientific background as an engineer, and particularly as a biomedical engineer. So here, as you can see, so what I'm doing is we use imaging technologies to study biomedical questions. So here we say these biomedical problems from an engineering perspective. So for example, for cancer, we don't look at it as a bulky, nasty, tumor within the body. We say it as a network, a vascular network, and also this vascular network supports these tumor cells to grow. So, and then we can generate mathematical models to model how this vascular network grow. That we need mathematics. And also we use our imaging technology to image the vascular network. In that case, we need optics or physics. And sometimes we even use nanoparticles to help us to image this tumor. This actually involves chemistry. So really what I learned from my high school education really helps me to study these kind of questions